I believe that today's coin is a fundamentally strong project. While I'm not a fundamental guy, I'll leave the research for you guys to do, and we will talk about the technicals. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is King, your host, and today's video is for pure educational purposes. If it's your first time in the channel, please consider subscribing and smashing the like button. The more you do this, the more you'll help me provide you with content like this. If you're new into trading and don't know where to start, you can consider joining my Telegram channel where I provide exclusive trading setups for those that don't know yet how to trade and looking for somewhere to start. This will help you get your feet in the game. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll leave the links for you below. So without further ado, let's get down to it. So before we start, please ignore this candle, this big red candle over here, because this is most likely a glitch on the chart. And under no circumstances this coin will hit the price of $30,000. As per the coin market cap, the highest price that Mask Network hit was around $31, and this was around the release of this coin back in beginning of March, end of February, beginning of March. So with this put aside, let's take a look at what we have of history and see where do we stand today. So right at the release, at this point over here, this coin had a decent rally all the way from $7.5 to $28, $29. But like all the crypto market, it took a big hit around the beginning of April all the way till the beginning of August. So as you see, this trend line over here tells us that we were in a downtrend. After we started descending, this was tested about 4 times before breaking out. This was 1, 2, 3, 4 times until we got to this point and we broke out with this green bullish candle. So that was the first confirmation that we have turned from a downtrend to an uptrend. In addition to the most basic concept that I always tell you about, which is the price started forming after reaching the rock bottom over here at around $3, we formed a higher high, higher than the previous one, and then another higher low, higher high, and now we just formed a higher low right here. So as of this point, the only strong support that we know of is the support around this yellow area over here. This one was tested as a resistance first around the beginning of August. It was tested once here and twice before the price broke out of this area, and then we have retested this area, and because it has turned into support after the breakout, so we have retested this once again in the beginning of September. Now if you're part of my Telegram channel, we have taken a great trade on this one. We have managed to take a position right around this point, and we are at about 50% profit so far. So if you want to join the channel, I'll leave the link for you in the description below. Now the important question is, where do we stand as of now and what's gonna come next? So let's move. This is a daily chart, so let us move to the 4 hours chart. Now this is the 4 hours chart, and after we broke out and started trending up, you can see that we have the upper trend line that have been holding the price so far. So this trend line started here and was tested 1 time, 2 times, 3, 4 times since the uptrend started. Now after this pullback over here, we have resumed the uptrend again, and the reason is because the downtrend line of this pullback was already broken. So if we put a trend line right at this pullback, we see that it was clearly broken over here, and this gave us a confirmation that we are in an uptrend. Now as of this point, after having the first impulse up, you can see that we have formed some kind of corrective pattern. So far this is a contracting flat which consists of 3 waves. So one wave down, another wave up, and then another wave down. Now, assuming that this pattern has ended over here, so what should happen next is that we should be on our way up from this point onwards. Now there's a slight possibility or a slight chance that we might drop down a little bit further from here, but that's not going to be too long, and eventually we're going to continue our way up. So in short, the current position of this coin is very healthy, and we are in preparation for another impulse upwards. But the question is how far we are going to go from here. So let's go back again to the daily chart and take a look. So if we end up breaking up from here and start a new uptrend, the only 2 non-resistance points that we have as of now is the most recent all-time high, which was around $20, and the previous, or like the highest all-time high, which was in April, and that was around $29 or 28.5. Now, as resistance points, I consider these 2 resistances to be weak resistances because they are based, each one of them is based on 1 point of resistance. So usually the resistance is very strong once we have multiple points of retest, like we had over here with this trend line. So this trend line was retested 1, 2, 3, 4 times before it broke out. So this was a really tough resistance to break. However, it's a different case over here because this resistance point over here is just based on this all-time high, the most recent all-time high in 25th of August. And similarly, this previous resistance point at the $29 point, it was also based on this point alone. So my guess is once the price starts trending up from here, it's not gonna be so difficult to break either this resistance point or this resistance point. Now, while the $20 price point is important as a resistance, I don't consider it as important as the previous all-time high, which was around $29.5 or let's say $30. What I like about coins like this that are basically new is that we don't have so much history. I mean, it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, because when you don't have so much history, it's hard for you to tell where is this coin going to go to next. However, on the positive side, as soon as we break the previous all-time high, we literally have no resistance at all to hold the price, and the chances of skyrocketing becomes much higher. So this is the point that we need to be looking at next. So if the price starts trending up from this point onwards and breaks outside the $30 mark, the possibilities are endless over here. What we should be expecting right at this point, that the price will be rallying all the way up to a new all-time high. Now, personally speaking, I believe that this coin from this point onwards could easily achieve 1,000%, which is like 10 times return on investment. And one important reason behind this is that it has a very small circulating supply. So this coin has 29 million coins in circulating supply only, and this makes its chances to reach to a higher price point stronger. However, this is all guessing, and no one can tell exactly where this coin could go from this point onwards. But I believe that it is reasonable to say that this coin is going to achieve 1,000%. Now, it could go further beyond this point, further beyond the $100 or $110 mark. It could achieve a much higher price, especially that it has small supply, or it could reach way less than this. I mean, all options are in the table, but generally, because it has small circulating supply and because this project fundamentally is a strong project, so please do your own research on it, I believe that it's going to have good results in the months to come. So please let me know, what do you think? Do you think that Mask Network can achieve $100 plus, or do you think it doesn't have an opportunity? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. This was it for today, and until next video, stay safe and see you later.